So I designed a lot of products, and the highlight of my career at Adidas was to do the World Cup ball for the Soccer World Cup 2002. Japan, Korea. Is the
Is it behind
FIFA.
you?
Yeah, that's the one right here.
That's awesome.
It was the FIFA World Cup, and it was the first World Cup of the millennial, of the new millennium, and the first World Cup in Asia. It was Japan and Korea. So there was a lot of research done around symbols for both cultures, as well as a renewal of the pattern, because the old patterns, there had been the Telstar first, and then there had been the Tango design, which were triangles on the panels that would create circles. And in each little triangle that was printed, there was different symbols, but we wanted to come up with something totally different. And initially, the panels of the ball were supposed to be triangular because the construction was supposed to be different as well. Adidas is very, very good at producing technical products that are perfect. And since the stitching of the panels was not perfect, we reverted to the normal panels, but to the different graphic.
Yeah.
So instead of having something that's repeated on multiple panels, I had those big turbines 4 times on the ball, and the ball had a gold underglaze to look like a pearl.
Yeah.
It was like a magical object. It had to be very, very special. Presented it to the FIFA, presented it to the board of Adidas, to the Japanese product managers, to the Korean product managers. And then it did all its way until the World Cup, and then David Beckham played with it. A lot of really good players played with it. So it was for me, it was a great project. I mean, there's not that many projects that come in a career, and that was one of them. So for me, it's still very special to this day. I know it might sound like a long time ago, but it's still very special.
No, it's incredible, honestly. And I think that I recognize that ball. I think it's pretty iconic. Um, would I guess so in so far in it seems like in each phase in your going from your BA to your masters to Adidas, you're you're like continuing to evolve your skills. Um, what was I guess what's the like continued learning process like, or when you got into Adidas, did was there just a lot of testing, or how did the like continued material innovation and everything that you were doing, like how did you go from working on the like melting textiles to then creating the FIFA World Cup ball?
I got very lucky. Well, I've always been into experimentation and testing, so
Yeah.
that was, I guess I had a personality for it, but I was lucky to be surrounded by super good people in terms of technical skills, in terms of knowledge. I mean, Adidas had a testing center, and they still have it, called Scheinfeld, which was just an hour away from where Adidas headquarters was. And the technicians and the engineers that were there were amazing. I mean, they had been working there for a long time. There was a lot of testing, and they even had like a mechanical leg to kick balls
Wow,
to
that's
see
so
how.
cool.
And that was really fun, like to kick balls, so we could see in true flight how it worked. They tested the shoes, they tested the shin guards, they tested the soccer shoes with the cleats. It was super interesting. The product manager in the soccer product was a very intelligent man, very talented, and he would let people test as well. So we did a lot of testing for that gold color. There were different levels in that collection of balls, where you had the most expensive one that had an underglaze printing with cells to show. So there was it looked like honeycomb,
Cool.
because the foam had some air bubbles in it. So to show that very technical foam, we printed like honeycomb pattern, and then some kind of a pearlized effect with the film. And for that, we did a ton of testing for different colors, different prints. It was the same with shingles, and it was the same with gloves. The glove factory was not too far, and we would go. And I didn't invent it, but there was a glove that had plastic spines in the fingers, so you wouldn't bend your fingers backwards when you get the ball. It would auto lock. That's what they have in the back of the plates that you put in your jackets for motorbike.
Oh, wow.
So there was a lot of really interesting things that we could try.